I can't wait to see how many bones we break on this Coliseum video.
That's right, sit back, relax, and try to bolt that tear down. You're gonna see 90 minutes of action. What Demolition's all about.
Here comes the axe, and here comes the smasher, the demolition, walking disaster, pain and destruction is our middle name. Search and destroy you, run and we'll find you. There's no place to hide, the demos will get you. Pain and destruction is our middle name. The demolition. Better say you're at attention.
You know what? Mr. Fuji knew a good thing when he seen us. Because the first time we went after the belts, we won them. And look right here, they're right around our waist. Strike Force, you knew how hard we hit, didn't you? Just like every other team in the World Wrestling Federation. We go after something we take it. And it's not no scientific match. It's punching, it's kicking, it's breaking bones.
You know, right after that match, after we won the championship, there was teams lined up one after the other. One of those teams was the Hart Foundation. They used to be the champions. Of course, they wanted the belts back. We signed a contract with them, with anybody, because we're fighting champions. We don't hide from anybody. The Hitman, the Anvil, they're tough. But we showed them what it was about. You get in the ring with Demolition, you're gonna find it's gonna be a hard night. You're gonna find you have to kick, punch, and fight. But at the end of that match, just like every other match, Demolition's still the champions, still on top.
Ladies and gentlemen, this contest is for the World Wrestling Federation.
Some more gold on the line here. This World Wrestling Federation tag team matchup. For the gold, Mr. Fuji's Demolition, Axe and Smash.
Mr. Fuji.
They could make history, Jess, right here.
Well, I went on record last week, Gorilla, and I predicted that they would beat Strike Force. I think they're just too big, they're just too strong for the two Pretty Boy champions.
Well, they are indeed awesome. These two individuals they have literally rolled over everybody here in the World Wrestling Federation. They were dangerous when they first came here to the WWF, but then they fell under the tutelage of the devious one, Mr. Fuji, and they became ultra dangerous. Take a look at that devious kisser.
Fuji has a look of determination in his eyes, definitely.
As we take a look at this 20,000 plus here in Atlantic City, Trump Plaza Hotel and Casino, the site for WrestleMania 4, where history is in the making. Oh, there it is. The champions are about to make their appearance.
Their opponents,
Tito Santana, Rick Martel,
478 pounds. Here are the World
Strike
Wrestling
Force.
Federation Tag Team Champions, Rick Martel and Tito Santana. Strike Force.
Obviously, Jess, Demolition not impressed. These guys always in great shape. They'll need to be today if they want to withstand the possible onslaught of Demolition.
Strike Force is going to have to wrestle a lot like what Macho Man faced in our last match. They're going to have to move, they're going to have to be quick, they're going to have to hit and run, because they're giving away a lot of weight and a lot of power in this bout, Gorilla.
Bell's gone. We're underway here in this World Wrestling Federation Tag Team Championship matchup. Looks like Smash is going to start. See whether it'll be Tito or Rick.
I always get them confused, too, Axe and Smash. I can never tell which
Smash
one's
is
in
in
there
there right
sometimes.
now. Axe is a little bit taller, Jeff. Now they're both in there. But I believe it's going to be Smash who's going to start this. Yes, it is. Not sure those outfits are legal either, Jess.
Oh, they've been wrestling with them for months, Gorilla. Come on.
I didn't say they haven't been wrestling with him. I just said I don't believe they're legal. I could find something wrong with him, I think. Right away, starting like a jackhammer. Smash living up to his name. Smashing away here at Rick Martel.
See, it's just what I said.
Ducked underneath that one. High cross body. Look at the power. Stopped him dead in his tracks.
Whoa!
Oh, but a drop kick by Tito. And now all 4 men in.
Now, Demolition doesn't want a disqualification here. They can't win any title with a disqualification.
Absolutely not. High cross body. Referee having all kinds of trouble.
Referee definitely got to get some type of control in this match. And that don't mean a double team by Strikeforce.
Double slingshot as they go downstairs on Smash. And a double clothesline sends him to the canvas.
Referee should not count that. That was a result of a double team. He should not have gone down to count
You got a 5 count to get out of there, Jess.
Yeah, but it was still a result of a double team, Gorilla, which is illegal.
You still had a 5 count to get out of there, Jess.
Right, but what I'm saying is the ref shouldn't have counted. Quit arguing with me.
I understand what you're saying.
It's getting too late in the night to argue with you.
Okay. Tito Santana, Rick Martel have met all oncomers. I'll tell you what, Jess, they impressed me when they won the title, of course, from the Hart Foundation. But I don't believe that the maneuver that they used, the Boston Crab, to beat the Anvil, can beat either one of these guys.
I got to agree with you on that. Number one, I don't think they could get it on them. I think the way they're going to have to win Strikeforce, if they can, is by double drop kicks, double maneuvers, double up whenever they can, like they did earlier. Because it's obvious the referee's going to let them get away with it.
They're capable of doing that high-flying stuff, and they're capable. They've got, you know, we're not saying that they don't have any power at all, Jess. These guys are 245, 250 pounders.
Whoa, and there was a show of power by Ricky Martel.
Absolutely.
Took Smash over with that hip toss.
Got an arm ringer now, makes a quick tag.
Now,
that's what they need to do.
That's what exactly, Gorilla. They need to keep Smash in their corner, frequent tags in and out of the ring, and keep hitting them with speed moves.
Working on the arm. Got a nice bar, Santana does. Handful of hair, though, gets Smash out of trouble. Nice leapfrog, look out. Ran right into a bear hug. Oh, and then into a clothesline.
What a brilliant move on the part of Demolition there. You got to give him credit for that one, Gorilla.
Absolutely. Tag is made and Axe is in there, but now it's a double team effort here as they ram Tito back into the corner. Martel as the referee on his side with a few choice words, but that eliminated Demolition to do a lot of damage.
Now, if Demolition is smart, they'll keep Chico Santana in the corner and they'll tag out and they'll do their roughhouse power stuff in the corner.
Well, they know how to cut the ring in half, Jess. No question about that. Mr. Fuji has taught them well, extremely well. Tag again. As Demolition showing a lot of continuity here in this match. It's so important. You want to go all the way and become champions. Oh, power slam and a beauty.
That could be it.
Could be all over.
Wow, couldn't believe Chico Santana could kick out of that.
Tito going downstairs into the breadbasket, but not a whole lot behind those punches. These guys are awesome.
Well, they're definitely big and strong, Gorilla.
Once again, into the wrong part of town goes Tito Santana.
They don't use a lot of classic wrestling moves, but they win.
They know how to roughhouse. Look at this, stepping right on the throat. There's the count. Once again, beautiful shot there. Martel comes in to try to help his partner, but it's going to work as a disadvantage here. Suckered back in once again.
And that's brilliant tag team wrestling on the part of Demolition. If you've got a guy as eager as Martel to get in that ring, do things to draw him in, because then the referee's gonna have to chase him out, and then you can do a lot of damage. Well, that referee's trying to get Martel out of there.
Suplex and well executed by Smash, over for the cover. 2 count. Whoa, was that close?
That was close. There appeared to be a hesitation on the part of referee Joey Marella there. Don't you agree?
Well, I think the shoulder came up, Jess, and he sort of realized that the 3 count was not there. Look out. Oh, that's 300 pounds up in the air coming down with nobody home. But he had enough presence of mind to keep him from making the tag.
That's right, and the longer Chico stays in that ring, the rough, whoa, there.
Put his head down, Axe did, and paid for it.
Chico desperately needing the tag, because if they keep him in that ring, he's free meat in there.
Look at the smart move by Smash as he came over and dragged Santana back towards his corner. And now Axe is just going to work like a machine, like a jackhammer. Oh, there's that patented flying forearm of Tito Santana. He might have knocked him out.
Chico learned that move in the Mexican Football League, the MFL.
Please. Unfortunately, that took a lot out of Tito as well, and he can't even attempt to get to Martel. In the meantime, Axe just crawling over there,
Oh,
he
and
makes
he
a
tags
tag.
Smash. If Chico don't get there,
He did. Yes, he did! Martel comes in and he is on fire. Lefts and rights and an Irish whipping. Big backdrop. That'll take some of the starch out of Demolition. Drop kick sent Smash down. And Axe with one as well. And another one by Martel. Boy, he's on fire,
I'll
Jess.
tell you, I can't believe that Martel is handling both Demolition by himself and going.
He's going for the
going
Boston Crab. He's got him turned over.
He's got it.
Oh, look out! Santana comes in and Axe is in there. Referee trying to get Tito out of there. Look at Fuji. Beautiful maneuver by Santana, and he's still holding on to the crab. Fuji now up on the apron. He's getting clobbered.
Oh, he's got the cane of the referee.
Oh, the referee never saw that. Nailed him with a cane right across the neck. Referee's down there looking. He's hurt. Fuji's down.
If the ref gets up, Martel's covered.
He sees it.
2.
Oh, it's over.
Here are your winners and new World Wrestling Federation Tag Team Champion, Demolition.
History made here as part of WrestleMania 4 as Axe and Smash become the new World Wrestling Federation Tag Team Champions. I don't like the way it happened, though, Jess.
Well, you know, things do happen in there, Gorilla, and although it looked to be totally illegal, the referee didn't see it. The referee's decision is going to have to stand.
What do you mean, look to be totally illegal? The guy clobbered him with a cane, Jess.
That's what I said. It looked to be illegal.
However, it will stay in the record books. Let's go back and take a look. Let me just refresh your memory here, little Jess.
There it is. Santana coming across the ring, knocking Axe outside the ring. Then Santana goes after Mr. Fuji. Fuji drops the cane. Axe sees the cane in the ring, picks it up. Referee, of course, sees nothing.
Does that appear to be illegal, Jess?
That appears to be illegal.
No, it is illegal. However, it will stand in the record books. History indeed made here at WrestleMania 4 as Demolition takes the World Wrestling Federation Tag Team Championship away from Tito Santana
There's the
and
one,
Rick Martel.
there's the 2, and there's the final 3.
This contest is for the World Wrestling Federation Tag Team Championship. It is scheduled for one fall. Currently in the ring are the challengers at a total combined weight of 515
Boy, the Hitman and the Anvil would certainly like to get their titles back.
And they might get it back,
Listen to the ovation for the Hart Foundation. The hard rock music of Demolition. Leading the way, Mr. Fuji, and the former manager of the Hart Foundation, the Colonel, the Mound, Jimmy Hart.
Yeah, you talk about a bit of your garment, brother. We're living in one right now. And I'll tell you what, Demolition, their intimidation is enough. You understand what I'm talking about? But now they got the traitor. And now all that's gonna do is give more emphasis to the Hart Foundation, brother. The Anvil and Bret Hart, they're gonna look over and look at Jimmy the Mouth, the South, the Colonel, and say, brother, you're going down along with Demolition.
Well, you know, every team, I don't care who they are, whether they're champions or whether they're contenders, they all have their faults, and nobody knows the faults of any team better than its manager, and I'm sure that the Colonel has spilled his guts to Mr. Fuji and the Demolition on whatever flaws may be in the Hart Foundation.
Oh, no question about it, Gorilla. Can you imagine that conversation with the Mouth of the South and the man from Japan? You understand, sitting around the fireplace talking things over. Oh, it must have been brutal. Must have been brutal.
Bell's gone. This one underway for all the marbles. The gold on the line. We've seen history made already here tonight in Madison Square Garden, as the Ultimate Warrior has become the new Intercontinental Champion. Perhaps the Hart Foundation, the Anvil, and the Hitman can once again regain the World Wrestling Federation Tag Team titles.
I totally agree, Gorilla Monsoon, because the Hitman and the Anvil, they're on top of their game. They've never looked sharper. They made the comment, the statement on television. They don't need the Mouth of the South, brother. They got brains in their heads, and they can think for themselves, my man. And that's what they're going to do. They're going to think for themselves, wrestle for themselves, and fight for themselves.
Look at the look, confidence on the face of Axe and Smash. The Hitman giving away a lot of power and size here.
Yeah, I would say he's definitely the smallest man out there, and he probably weighs about 240 or 50 himself.
Look at the ease at which he picked him up and just planted him like a tree. Oh, a little bit slow on that maneuver, though. The Hitman was out of there in a hurry. Couple of big roundhouse rights, and he's exploding. Oh, and one for Smash as well.
Yes, he did. He tagged him.
Both teams possess a great deal of continuity, so important. Oh, look at this reverse roll-up. Whoa. He wouldn't have got him anyway because Smash was poised and ready to come.
Yes, he was, and now Smash comes in, Gorilla Monsoon.
Oh, ran right into a beautiful arm drag. The Hitman has what I like to call excellence of execution.
Very good. Yes, he does. And here comes the Anvil, brother. He's from another planet. Take a look at his eyes sometime up close, Gorilla Monsoon.
The powerhouse is in there now. Can you imagine a guy saying he left professional football because it wasn't rough enough?
Exactly right. That's what he claims, man. He played with 4 or 5 teams, and he said, this ain't tough enough for me. I want to get in there and hurt somebody. Oh, and he's hurting somebody right now.
He's putting a hurting on the Smasher.
I'm trying to figure out who the Anvil looks like. He's got a jar head like the Marine, but he's got a beard like the ZZ Top. You
Nice
understand?
reversal there, and his shoulder block sent Smash down to the canvas. He ran over him like a freight train, and a little Yeah, you better talk about it.
And he better talk fast, too.
Oh, beautiful maneuver from the outside, illegal, but he got away with it. Axe planted a boot right in the back of the neck of the Anvil.
What I'm saying, Gorilla Monsoon, my man here tonight, is that the fact that the Mouth of the South has turned against the Hart Foundation is going to give the Hart Foundation even more determination to win this match. And when they win the match, they're going to go outside and grab the Colonel and do some damage to the Colonel.
But let's make everyone aware at home, Superstar, that in fact, the Colonel, the Mouth of the South, still has the contract of the Hart Foundation.
Yes, it's a valid contract, but if I was that man right there that the camera's on, I'd want to settle out of court. Yeah, I'd settle out of court if I was him, brother. I'd let these big boys go ahead and do what they want to do.
Irish whip, put his head down, he'll pay for that one. Can't do that. Cardinal mistake made by Axe. The Anvil looking to get over to the Hitman, and he does. A little bit shaky right now. His Demolition. No tag made there. Drop kick and a beauty.
Beautiful drop kick, Gorilla.
Referee having his hands full once again with outside interference. And oh, he ran it. That right arm and shoulder right into the steel post.
Yes, he did, and that's what took Ken Patera out earlier in the evening. That same type of move, Gorilla Monsoon. When the shoulder meets head on with that steel post, brother, the shoulder's got to go.
Hart Foundation in trouble here in SummerSlam '88 in the Garden. as the mouth doing what he does best, antagonizing people.
Yeah, running his mouth, and the Hitman just ran after the man out of the South right there.
The Devious One at ringside as well, directing traffic out there, and he does a good job of it.
Oh, yeah, you gotta give him credit. The man from Japan, brother, he knows how to manage.
Former co-holder of the World Wrestling Federation Tag Team title himself on a number of occasions with a number of different partners, now managing the champions. And Axe just axing away.
Again, another example where we could use another referee, Gorilla Monsoon.
Absolutely.
Another referee here because it's all together. One man can't handle these 4 people out here. We've seen it over and over again tonight. One man can't handle them.
Look at that, ramming shoulder first, that injured shoulder right into the top turnbuckle. Hitman is in excruciating pain right now.
Yes, he is. He's working on that rotator cuff area, Gorilla Monsoon, to tie into the shoulder, and it looks like it's swelling to me, brother. The Hitman's in trouble. The Hitman's in dire straits right now.
Well, his partner is indeed still confident because if nothing else, the Hitman will not quit on you.
Oh, never give up. And one thing that my main man, Lord Alfred Hayes, always tells me, he says, watch for the legs. When the legs start to get rubbery, that's your tip-off. And I saw the Hitman's legs, brother, start to...
Shoulder breaker coming up on that injured shoulder.
The Hitman looks like he's totally out of it right now. I'm surprised the Demolition didn't go for a pin right there, Gorilla Monsoon. I'm really surprised.
I think they're looking for a submission, Superstar.
Ah, get up that way. Yeah, I don't disagree with that.
If I were the manager, I wouldn't be looking for a submission, not from these two. Another quick tag made. Is wide open, the Hitman.
And here comes some damage right here. Watch this move. He's gonna go up in the air with him and come down with a foot. I believe it. Unless he, well, it looks like he's just putting pressure on it with his right boot, but I thought he's gonna lift that shoulder up in the air and come down on it with a boot. They're torturing Bret Hart right now.
Bret Hart needing desperately to make a tag here, or this thing is gonna be over very shortly.
And the Anvil better get sick and tired of what's going on and come in the ring. He's got 5 seconds to get in and out, brother. He needs to make a move right now. Get over there, do some damage to the Demolition, and pull his man back to the corner. Now his man's on the floor in bad company.
In the wrong part of town, look at that, arm behind him and ran right into the steel post.
Gorilla Monsoon, if this continues at this pace, Bret the Hitman Hart is gonna be useless as a partner in the rest of this match.
Well,
his shoulder's probably
he may have
broken.
already reached that point, Superstar. But he's not a quitter. He's not going to give up on you in there. At times seems to be impervious to pain.
I think he could
Why isn't the Anvil around there?
That's what I'm talking about. The Anvil should make a move, get on the floor, go around, pick his partner up, and bring him back to the corner and tag him, brother. Make a move, Anvil. Come on, brother.
Physically carry him around to the...
That's right. That's the name of this game, the World
side.
Wrestling Federation. Make a move and go get your man if he's in trouble, brother.
Now look at this.
I couldn't stand to see my partner take this much abuse right now, Gorilla Monsoon.
Demolition has forsaken the arm, and look at this, ducks underneath. A clothesline with that injured shoulder. Now he's very close to where he can make a
I
tag.
think the clothesline was with the good arm. Gorilla Monsoon, his right arm, he took the clothesline with.
Yeah, maybe it was.
Yeah, there he is, right there. There's a tag coming up.
There it is.
Referee.
Anvil's in there. The referee did not see the tag. He's not going to allow it.
As you mentioned earlier, he can't allow what he doesn't see, brother.
In the meantime, the Hitman taking further punishment. Irish whipping hard into the turn. Look! Oh, did he nail it?
That knee almost took his jaw, Gorilla.
Brought it
Almost
up
took his
right
jaw.
at the perfect
What a
second.
shot that was.
Watch
There's
this
the
tag.
tag.
There's the tag. Referee saw that one, and the Anvil's on fire. A drop kick by the big guy.
Come on, Anvil, do your thing right now, brother.
Scoop slam and another one. Madison Square Garden has gone bananas
They're
once
on their
again.
feet. That's right, they're on their feet, brother. Gorilla Monsoon, they're on their feet. What a powerful clothesline that was. Sit them listen right after the floor, brother. No one left to wrestle.
The Anvil has cleared the ring.
And they're on their feet. Pandemonium has broken loose in Madison Square Garden.
Oh, look at this slingshot out over the top. continues to flail away.
Oh, he's tough. What a move that was.
All kinds of action going on now, inside, outside the ring. And the Anvil's on fire and in good shape. Power slam, yes! We could have new champions here. 1, 2, oh! Got that left arm out of there. Boy, was that close.
That was close, but they're a fraction of a second off. That's all it was, a fraction of a second, my man.
Smash in a whole heap of trouble here.
What kind of move is this?
Shot his own partner.
Anvil thought he was driving football sleds right there.
1, 2, no. Look at Axe just now getting back up on the ring apron. What a golden opportunity that was for the Hart Foundation. They had Axe out of commission, but couldn't put Smash away.
That's right. And they need to bring Smash back in their corner, Gorilla Monsoon.
Well executed backbreaker, but now
That's the
once
reason
again,
right
it's
there.
mistaken.
There we go. That's what we've been talking about all night. If your man's in trouble, go and help him out, brother. And the Anvil's doing just that, man.
All for Fuji on the apron, and he gets nailed. And Fuji catches another one. And a third shot. Oh, look at this. Oh. The Colonel got the megaphone to Axe, and he just clobbered the Hitman with it. A miscarriage of justice. I don't believe it. Let's get the official word.
The winners of this contest, and still World Wrestling Federation Tag Team Champions, Demolition!
Demolition retaining their title. I'm not exactly sure what went down there.
The bottom line is, the best team wears these belts. And as you can see in the Survivor Series, we were the captains. That means we were the best. And Fuji stood ringside, and he knew we were gonna win, so he sabotaged us. Well, Fuji's the stooge. We don't care, because we're better without you. So anytime the Powers of Pain, the Brain Busters, Strike Force, anybody comes after us.
It was a weird turn of events, right, Smash?
That's
There
right.
we are, 5 tag teams against 5 tag teams. I remember the day, I remember the building, and I remember the match. And I remember Master Fuji, right out of the blue. He double-crossed us. Why, I don't know. Why would you give up the championship gold and go with losers? Well, Fuji the Stooge, you found out, and you found out good. We're still the champions. We're gonna come after anybody, anytime, any place we want to, because we're Demolition.
Talk about wild and furious. We've got it right here at Survivor Series.
What do we got left now, Gorilla? Demolition and the Conquistadors, the Bulldogs, and the Powers of Pain.
That's it. Wow, what a power push out by Smash.
Definitely no pinfall there, Gorilla.
No way. Conquistadors doing very well for themselves to still be in this.
Well, now it's getting simple for us. We're down to an 8-man tag match.
Yep. Piece of cake now. Scoop slam by the Conquistadors. Second turnbuckle on the inside. No, went to the top. Oh, a 360
Whoa.
with nobody home.
You know, that ring actually looks vacant now, Gorilla.
Sure does. Conquistador right for the pickings right now, and he's in deep trouble as the Powers of Pain got him trapped here. Oh, what a shot! But he manages to make the tag.
Yeah, fortunately he slid over, but the other Conquistador. How do you tell the difference, Gorilla? Which one's one and which one's two?
One is a little bit bigger. One's a little bit taller.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm sure, yeah. Otherwise, I can't tell them apart. I could tell you who's in there right now. Tag made to Axe. He and Davey Boy going at it. Oh, look at this.
Wow.
A crucifix.
He could
It's
get
a
an
pretty
upset pinfall
combination.
here.
What? No.
No. Beautiful move by Davey Boy, though, to come up and over the top on that.
Unfortunately for him, Axe a little bit too powerful.
You know, I'm really surprised. You know, the Survivor Series is full of surprises. Who'd have bet the Conquistadors would still be in there? at this point in the match.
They'd have taken some of my money, I'll tell you that.
What odds would you have given to that, Gorilla?
Oh, maybe 40 to 1.
40 to 1?
As we look over the shoulder.
And I believe that because you're the Baron of Atlantic City out here.
Oh, I wouldn't say that, Jess. Caught him right in a kisser. Dynamite. Oh, look at that.
Wow.
Move.
That was
That's
vicious.
where he even size up right there. Axe.
Smash like they count teeth right now.
Nice clothesline by Dynamite. He needs to make a tag. And he's rolling towards his corner. What a tremendous matchup this has been. Conquistador back inside with Davey Boy. Davey Boy ducks underneath. Oh, look at this.
Beautiful press slam. And he ain't moving.
Not too many guys get up from that one. Power slam coming up, Jess.
Davey Boy Smith.
Oh, he got him.
Why doesn't he cover him?
He wants to inflict a little bit more punishment here. They've tried so many times to take out these conquistadors. They're going to put some moves together.
And look at this. Back
He's
to his
right
own
back
corner
with
and a
the
tag.
tag.
Big mistake there, Gorilla. They should have definitely went for some type of pinning combination there, don't you agree?
Well, that's the second time that the Powers of Pain made that move, Jess. It allowed their opponent to get back where they could tag.
Whoa, look at that.
Knocked him right out of there.
Well, this is the matchup I'm sure many here in the live audience as well as the viewers at home are waiting to see. Demolition and the Powers of Pain.
Sooner or later, it's going to boil down to that. And he throws him out once again and goes right out after him. No, change his mind.
Give me some odds, Gorilla. What's the odds from this point forward of the Conquistadors winning the whole thing?
Highly unlikely.
Well, fire some
Highly
at me.
unlikely. 100 to 1 in my book, Jess.
You were wrong earlier. I ain't listening to you anymore.
Okay. Tag made. Double axe handle by the Conquistador off the top turnbuckle.
You know, the Conquistadors are, I can't believe how remarkably well they're doing in this.
Drop kick. They're pulling out all the stops, and they happen to be in the right place at the right time throughout this match. Although now it looks like he might be in the wrong place at the right time. Double elbow. Down for the cover. I would have been very surprised if he got him there. Davey Boy reaching back, makes a tag to Dynamite. And Dynamite with a gut wrench suplex.
He may get him here.
Nope.
Nope. Wow.
Didn't bother to hook a leg or anything.
Dynamite's made that mistake 3 or 4 times.
Headbutt right between the eyes and another nonchalant cover, Jess.
You'd think a veteran like Dynamite would know better, Gorilla.
Well, sometimes in the heat of battle, strange things happen.
Oh, stop making excuses.
You know what it's like in the heat of battle. Conquistador knows what it's like right now. Oh, dropped the leg on him.
Now there's no way he can kick. I can't believe
He
he
should
didn't
have
go for
covered
a
him
cover.
right there. He'd have had him.
Look at another
He
mistake,
survived
Gorilla.
again.
Well, that's what it's all about, survival.
Survived again, the Conquistador did by making the tag. Smash now, just pounding away, whoa. Welcome to the real world.
Wow.
Oh, he got him with a snap suplex.
I'll tell you, I think Dynamite kick can snap suplex anyone.
Dynamite all the way up to the top, bombs away. Oh, he might have knocked himself out.
They're both hurting, though.
Dynamite right for the pickets here. Hooks the leg. He's out of there. Dynamite and Davey Boy out of there.
And now the advantage is to Demolition temporarily, although you wouldn't know it right now.
Smash
There's
wasn't
Fuji.
paying attention, and he got caught. Devious One is masterminded. You can bet there's one heck of a game plan for him as he entered this matchup. And I am amazed that the Conquistadors are still there.
Tag made, Gorilla. Here comes the Warlord.
This powerhouse can, oh,
Wow.
reverse knife edge, and another one. Warlord sends him in for the ride, follows him up,
Whoa.
and no.
He hit the post, I
He
think, with the
jammed the
shoulder.
left shoulder, yes, right into the steel post. Boy, Axe didn't waste any time going to work, right to work on it.
In Powers of Pain, the Warlord is in big trouble. Who would have thought, Gorilla, that the Conquistadors would still be surviving?
Mr. Fuji definitely looks a little bit surprised in there.
Well, Fuji's got to be pleased with how things are going right now.
Now they've cut the ring in half, very nice. Where's Fuji going? Fuji up on the apron, waving at Kane, saying bring him over. Fuji, I think, wanted to take a whack at somebody, Jess.
But why? The advantage is theirs, Gorilla.
Who knows what goes through that devious mind?
That's true, that's true.
Nothing Fuji does would surprise me, Jess.
Would you buy a car from Fuji?
Absolutely not. Or anything else for that matter. Powers of Pain in a lot of trouble and in a lot of pain as they've really gone to work on that left arm and shoulder.
Well, the Warlord did it to himself when he charged that buckle, and the Conquistador moved out of the way and he shouldered himself on the iron post.
Sure did. Look at now, they're just keeping him trapped right there. Not a chance to get over and make a tap.
There's
Fuji up on
Fuji
the apron again. Screaming something. You know, the referee, if he wanted to, could see fit to disqualify somebody because of Fuji's interference here.
What message is Fuji trying to get across out
He
there?
wants to get a shot at somebody with that steel cane of his, I'm sure.
If you ask me, he's distracting his own team.
He's still up on the apron. Almost got knocked off there. Nice clothesline. By Smash as Axe tells him, put him away. Oh, look at that.
Did you see that, Gorilla? Fuji was hanging onto the rope.
Fuji pulled that rope open. I don't know, inadvertently or not. Maybe he lost his balance, Jess.
No, I distinctly saw Fuji open up the ropes and Smash went through him.
And he got counted out.
Look at
Look
this.
at Axe. Look at Axe go on Fuji now. Questioning Fuji about pulling that rope down. What is this?
I don't care. I'm the boss. I did not pull that rope.
Fuji saying I'm the boss.
Fuji hit him with the cane. Did you see that, Gorilla?
Oh, look at that. Rams him again with it.
It's not having any effect on him.
Absolutely none. From behind, he nails him again. Look at this. He forgot about Smash.
Whoa!
Oh, slamming Fuji down in the canvas, on the concrete.
All I can say, Gorilla, is we've definitely had a major falling out happen here tonight.
History is being made right here in Survivor Series as Mr. Fuji and Demolition obviously a parted company.
Wait a minute, what do we got going on now?
Match continues on. Look at this. Why they helping Fuji?
I'll tell you, Gorilla, there's more to this than meets the eye, I think.
Something stinks here.
And it definitely ain't Cleveland.
Powers of Pain going over and helping Mr. Fuji. For what reason, I don't know. I can't believe what I'm seeing.
I mean, Fuji's still at ringside. I'm baffled on this
All
one,
of his men
Gorilla.
are gone.
I'm baffled on this one.
Conquistadors.
You know, Gorilla, I'm never going to take a bet on any odds you give, because here's the Conquistadors right here in the finals, and I heard you made some horrible football bets today, too.
Please. From the outside, Fuji hooked the leg with the cane. Rammed him with a headbutt, hooks the leg. He won't get up from that.
Well, the Powers of Pain win it.
Let's get the official word.
Here are the full survivors of
Look at this.
of Pain.
Look at this.
I can't believe this, Gorilla.
Mr. Fuji, obviously. Look at this. Demolition coming back, Jeff.
Uh-oh.
Demolition not satisfied. They're in there with the Powers of Pain. Slugging it out.
Look at that. Wow. I bet that's the first time the Warlord's ever been slammed.
Set up right into a nice clothesline. And Warlord run into smash once again. Fuji screaming for them to get out of there. Fuji has forsaken Demolition and obviously has gone with the Powers of Pain. Give me a break.
I'll tell you something, Gorilla. I'm as mystified as everybody here at the Richfield Coliseum as to what really went on here.
Unbelievable. Demolition is raising their hands, looking for the Powers of Pain to come back, but it's highly unlikely that they will. And this Richfield Coliseum jam-packed to the rafters is as much in shock as you and I are. Let's go back and take a look to action that went down earlier on.
Gorilla, here's what happened. Watch now. Here, look at Fuji opens up the ropes.
Oh.
And Smash goes flying through the ropes out to the floor. There you got it, right on film. Fuji did that on purpose.
Absolutely, and that was deliberate.
Here's Fuji starting to hit Axe. Axe pushes him back.
Look at that. Didn't even face him.
Major problem right here.
Fuji with a cheap
wham
shot.
with the cane right to the back. Doesn't drop him. But little does Fuji know, here comes Smash.
Right by the seat of the pants. He's going to get slammed right on the concrete here. No wonder he got the nickname Devious.
Wham!
I want you fans to pay close attention because Coliseum Video has made a coup. They've got a match here that hasn't been shown on television. It was one of our first matches without Fuji the Stooge against the Bolsheviks. We proved to you right there, Fuji, we didn't need you.
Just like Axe said, we didn't need you because the Bolsheviks are one of the biggest and baddest teams. And what happened? We destroyed them. And then it all built up from these belts right here at WrestleMania 5. Fuji the Stooge, we told everybody. And that means you too. We told you you were gonna be in that ring and you were. You went against us. Yeah, you were tough. But not so tough when you had your back to the mat. And we counted 1, 2, 3, were ya?
Just like a big fat rat, we called it. We put up the big. This was the cheese, the golden cheese. And you wanted it, Fuji the Stooge. A handicap match, 3 against 2. Oh, you thought you had it made. But WrestleMania 5, it put you down, just like you should be.
Ladies and gentlemen, the following contest is scheduled for the World Wrestling Federation Tag Team title. Introducing first, the challengers, weighing in with a total combined weight of 611 pounds, hailing from the Soviet Union, here is Nikolai Volkov, Boris Zukov,
the Bolsheviks and their chance of the World Tag Team Championship.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Volkov has requested that you please rise for the singing of the Russian national anthem. And their opponents, accompanied to the ring with their manager, Mr. Fuji, weighing with a total combined weight of 583 pounds, here are the World Wrestling Federation Tag Team Champions, Axe and Smash Demolition.
Well, Mike McGurk said accompanied by Mr. Fuji, but you can tell Mr. Fuji is not there.
Oh no, there's been a lot of water on the bridge since that particular time when Mr. Fuji did accompany Demolition into the ring. And Demolition now, they've got to think about these two men that they're facing very, very hard indeed, because they're getting very, very tough opposition from two big, powerful Russians. And remember, the title is at stake.
Certainly these two men have to be thinking about what happened not too long ago at the Survivor Series. And Mr. Fuji turned on these two men, and now I guess is the manager of the Powers of Pain. And watch out, the Bolsheviks go right after Axe and Smash, but Axe and Smash coming right back. Yeah, Zukov being sent in, Axe works on him, Smash on to the other Russian. Both men double teaming now, Nikolai Volkov, and Volkov in trouble.
Yes, indeed, a lot of trouble there for the Russians right at the offset. They tried to get the initial advantage, but Demolition, Axe and Smash were up to that particular ploy straight away. And talking, Tony, about Mr. Fuji not being with the champions Demolition, I think personally they're much better off without him.
Well, I would agree, and certainly fans are starting to take to this duo, the World Wrestling Federation Tag Team Champs, ever since WrestleMania 4. These two men have held onto the belts and are working now on quite a challenge here from Zukov and from Nikolai Volkov. Quite a combination themselves.
Yes, in a moment we have Smash in the ring with Nikolai Volkov, although Smash has just tagged Axe in. And the big Russian, the bigger of the Russians, Nikolai Volkov, he takes a little time to get going, but once he gets warmed up, he is really a devastating wrestler.
Axe continues to put the pressure, and there's a good look at Axe of Demolition. Now, reaches over and makes a tag. Great teamwork here. Keeping now the man in their corner. There's nowhere for Nikolai Volkov to go.
No, absolutely. And right now in the ring, we must have two of the most powerful men in the World Wrestling Federation there. The Russian Nikolai Volkov, 300 pounds of sheer power and brutality, and Smash, 300 pounds of sheer power and a lot of finesse.
We are in Salisbury, Maryland for this encounter. And there's a lot of great teams in the World Wrestling Federation. This certainly is one of the toughest, the Bolsheviks.
Well, right now, of course, they do have this title match because they are the #1 contenders. And so far, they really haven't shown that spark that they have. And I was looking for better things from the Russians right off, but Axe and Smash, give them their due. They haven't allowed the Russians to get on top at any point of this match so far.
Double team here from Demolition. As Smash goes right to the midsection and right to the side of the head, and Zukov are making Volkov in trouble. A snapmare takes Nikolai down, and he notice how he blocks him from his corner, but still Volkov is able to tag in Zukov, and here comes the other Bolshevik.
And for the first time, we see the Russians beginning to establish why they are the #1 contenders. But look at this, Smash fighting right back against Zukov. Zukov, yes, and made that really very, very intelligent tag to Axe.
You know, it's really hard to tell sometimes when they have their back to you.
Yes, indeed.
Which one is which? In a way. Right to the chop to the chest. And here comes Axe. Boy, they are taking the measure of Boris Zukov. As Zukov finds himself on the mat, Axe goes right to work on him one more time. A little words over to Nikolai Volkov. Here's your double team, double axe handle blow on the back of Boris Zukov. Smash comes in, and they are nothing but offense in this match. Out goes Zukov onto the floor.
They really are, Tony. There's a lot of fierce intensity about them. And they've controlled this match right from the off. And believe me, when the title is at stake, Demolition are probably the most devastating team that you will find in the World Wrestling Federation.
The champs, with or without Mr. Fuji, who finds himself now with the powers of pain. Certainly that's something that will have to come to light down the road between those two teams. But right now, the job at hand is to defend those belts against the Bolsheviks, and doing a pretty good job of it right now.
They are indeed, and you can bet your life that Mr. Fuji and the Powers of Pain, the Warlord and the Barbarian, are watching this match very closely indeed, looking for some sort of weakness in the champions. But I don't see any weakness myself.
Not only that, Alfred, notice how the fans are taking now to Demolition since Mr. Fuji has departed.
Absolutely. There was a lot of dissension in their last matches between Mr. Fuji and Axe and Smash. And as I said in the beginning, I think that the team of Demolition are better off without him. But they did object to some of his more brutal moves that he was trying to foster inside them.
Reverse chinlock as Zukov finds himself sitting on the mat. And Axe with his arms wrapped around the chin. Raking a man right across the eyes, even though the fans were cheering for Demolition here. And even though Mr. Fuji is no longer with them, they certainly are the same team.
Yeah, very devastating. And they've gone about this task in a very good manner indeed, showing every intention of not allowing the Russians any leeway whatsoever.
Right onto the shoulder with an arm bar. And here's a tag, and here comes Axe back in. Relentless Demolition. That's why they're the tag team champions. Here's a cover. Did not hook a leg, gets a 2 count. And I'm not so sure as he puts on a reverse chinlock that he really wanted a cover right there.
No, I don't think so. I think right now they're using the Russians as a little training exercise. But notice how intelligently Demolition are wrestling. They're staying well within their own corner so that they can make very close tags. They're not allowing themselves to be outmaneuvered territory-wise. They're staying on their own turf, and they're doing what they do best, absolutely destroying their opposition.
Right under the arm. As we take a look at Smash. Zukov trying to get out of this. Smash pounds right on the arm again. Now, into the corner, back first. The foot is up. And not a good move at all from Smash to follow the man in the corner. Zukov comes out nicely with an elbow. And here comes Nikolai Volkov. Double team here. And they are working away on Smash of Demolition. All 4 men now are in.
Well, it did appear then that Demolition made one tiny mistake, and that of course was committed by Smash. But now they're getting the upper hand back again, so that mistake wasn't as catastrophic as it might have been. In fact, look at them now, they're completely on top of the Russians.
Double team. Volkov being nailed by Axe on the right. Smash working on Zukov. Well, out goes Axe. And now Smash is unaware that he's in with both of the Bolsheviks. And now it's 2-on-1, and Smash may be in trouble here. No! It's Axe pulling the ropes down. Volkov over the top. And now we see Axe up on top. And Alfred, they may be going for their favorite move. Here it is. That elbow over the top. Covering Zukov, and that's it. No doubt about it.
Here are your winners and still the World Wrestling Federation Tag Team Champions, Demolition.
we've got here the Hammer and the Honky Tonk Man, both former Intercontinental champions.
And Demolition's a big, big team, but I think the Colonel's going to have the edge here.
You think so?
I think so.
Tommy Brain, you know everything. Does the Hammer sing as well?
I understand the Hammer is quite versed with the lyrics. Look, he's dancing.
He is, huh?
Hammer's getting down.
Here they come. Listen to the ovation. Close to 600 pounds of humanity.
And they don't care. Pretty hard to beat somebody that doesn't care.
They're the champions.
That's right. Lucky, though.
Lucky, huh?
Lucky they haven't faced the Brainbusters.
Well,
is this a title match?
look at that. How many of those you got hanging up in your room, Brain?
None. I have them face down in the garage. Where my chauffeur parks the car.
For your information, this is a non-title matchup.
Oh, they wouldn't have guts enough to defend their title, would they?
It wasn't up to them.
Well, if the Brainbusters were the champions, we'd insist on defending our title at any time.
You can do whatever you like. Whether you get it or not is another story.
Yeah, when they're dealing with me, they know who they're dealing with. Anybody ever ask them why they paint their faces? It must be extremely ugly.
You think so?
I wouldn't paint my face. I'm quite handsome.
You might consider it, though. Now, the Colonel looking to get tag team champions once again back into his stable.
The way to beat Axe and Smash, you have to get them off their feet. You have to get them down. And that's not easy.
Well, you try to match power like the Hammer's doing right now, and you'll end up with the short end of the stick.
But the Honky Tonk may be the key to this, too. He's the quickest. He's the quickest man in that ring.
Oh, caught him right in the middle of that move. Look out, 360. Oh, excuse me.
Picked him up like he was a 4-year-old child.
Jam-packed here in Des Moines. He got a little pain on his ribs. Painted his wrist?
I don't know.
I don't think so.
Looks like half of Smash's face is on his side.
Oh,
now he's got him down. Now's the key to it, Hammer. Don't let him up.
Good shot by the Hammer. Oh, look at that.
We're going for it early.
You got to have your guy in a little more of a compromising position than that. Forget about it. He got out of there in a hurry. He wanted out. Here comes Honky.
One hand, he scoops him up. Honky, you got to keep moving. Stay by them ropes.
Huh?
Wrong ropes.
Looks a little outclassed there, doesn't he?
Oh, he's being double teamed. Come on, referee, get him out of there.
Fans loving every minute of it.
They'd love anything here in Des Moines. They'd love to get out.
Huh? Face first right into the top turnbuckle. Look out. Irish whip time. Elbow right in his sternum.
So far, Demolition's dominated this match. They've had everything in their corner.
Isn't that what it's all about?
I know. I'm saying the Colonel should have his men take one of Demolition to the corner.
You're questioning the credibility of the Colonel.
You're putting words in my mouth. You're trying to get something going between me and the Colonel here.
I already have that done.
He happens to be a very good friend of mine.
Told him all the derogatory statements you made about him.
Never said anything about that little guy.
Little runt,
I mean,
called him.
You can call him a runt.
Snapmare takes him over. Look out.
He's a proven commodity in this sport. To manage champions.
Past tense, ancient history. That's what you always say. Yesterday's news.
I've never said that. Now they got him where they need him.
Tables have turned.
He's on his knees. He's in the corner. Don't pick him up. Keep him down.
If you were in there, you'd have him by the leg now, right?
They'd be down.
Yeah.
Tripping's my specialty.
I know that.
Legal tripping.
Uh-oh. That one was a little bit low.
Well, I think he got him with his protective brace there. The protective device he uses to protect his calf.
Sudden little move like that, and
Come
knee
on,
drop.
Rocky, get on him. You can't stand there like that.
Right into the short rib area.
This team Demolition is sick. And the longer they lay around, the sooner they're going to get up.
Keep him in the corner, baby. That's it. Hammer, hang on, Honky. Hang on to it. Hang on to it.
back downstairs again. Jimmy Hart throwing out those compliments right now. He's happy. Look out.
Ooh.
Can't do that with experienced men. Put your head down.
Well, he's experienced.
Hammer knows more than that. Look at Smash now, really cleaning house here. There goes the referee.
Disqualification. He deliberately drove Valentine into the referee.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure. Look out.
Oh.
In the breadbasket, and he's out of there. Only one left in is the Hammer.
Why doesn't another referee come down?
We have another referee down there. There he is. It's Rugged Ronnie
No,
Garvin.
I mean a referee that can think.
There's a real referee.
They just feel sorry
It's
for him.
mayhem right now. Look out. Up. Right in the back of the neck with a megaphone. And I think Rugged saw that.
Now, what's he doing?
He's cleaning house.
His job is to get the other referee up on his feet, not to get into the ring.
His job is to maintain order, and then he's doing just that. Oh, he's awarded the match for Demolition.
That's not fair.
The World Wrestling Federation Tag Team Champions.
He wasn't appointed referee in this match.
Obviously, saw what the Hammer did with the megaphone.
Here comes the axe, and here comes the smasher, the demolition, walking disaster.
Axe and Smash making their way to the ring, and under normal circumstances, these gentlemen will resort more than anything else, Jesse, to their power.
Definitely, and I have to give them credit. They are the best. They are the tag team champions of the World Wrestling Federation. But they're facing two opponents tonight who are like precision machinery in that ring, and that's the Brain Busters, Arn Anderson and Tully Blanchard.
Bobby Heenan very hopeful that he will be managing tag team champions after this matchup.
And I know you'd hate that, wouldn't you, McMahon? Can you imagine Heenan with two titles in the family?
He would be most difficult to deal with. Not that he's not difficult now. Oh, take a look at that. They can almost scare you to death. Starting things off is going to be Smash for Demolition. And for the Brain Busters, that's Tully Blanchard. Just shoved on his keister, I might add.
Whoa, did you see that?
Did you see that?
Well,
And
if
a
Tully,
quick exit.
McMahon, if Tully's going to step in that ring with him, he's got to rely on speed and he's got to rely on cunning. He doesn't want to try to match up with these two.
Over right back at him now. Oh, and more trouble. Tully Blanchard. Bobby Heenan's up on the apron. What's going on? Arn Anderson's in the ring. Heenan distracting the official. Double team effort going on in the backside. Look at this.
And Bobby's using that brain again.
Whoa, he is, huh? Oh, look at that. Smash is just all over both members of the Brain Busters a moment ago.
Well, the Busters, if they're smart, they're going to move around and try to tire these guys out. They don't dare to try to match up strength and brawling techniques with them, because that's right down Axe and Smash Demolition's alley.
You're not going to tire them out if the tagging continues. Elbow by Axe. Axe now with Arn Anderson. Scoops him up. Ooh, what a big power slam.
Did you see how easily he picked Arn Anderson up? And Arn is no small man.
Oh, raking the face by Anderson. Anderson now. Oh, nice reversal. Whoa. Puts on the bridge, but not for long. Clothesline to the back of the head, Jesse.
Well, that's different. Usually the clothesline comes from the front, but with Demolition, you can expect anything.
Double team effort to the official, stops him.
And that's the one credit I'll give Demolition. They're not only brawlers, they're not only big and strong, but they tag very frequently, and they use good tag team tactics in there. They keep the man in their corner.
Smash grinding it out as Bobby Heenan looks on. Smash to the rope. Oh, look at the knee there by Tully. And right over to grab Tully and Smash. He gets a knee in the back by Arn Anderson.
But when it comes to precision tag teaming, I don't think anybody's better than the Busters. And look at the strength of Arn Anderson.
Nice suplex. But look, it had no effect on Smash. Turn around. Yes, kick to the midsection. And Arn Anderson slapping the canvas again. Coming in all four men now. Look at this.
And the referee better get some type of control in here. This type of flagrant double teaming.
Demolition is having fun in there.
living up to their reputation thus far. They have destroyed the Brain Busters.
They have so far. I'll agree with that, McMahon. It's time for Bobby Heenan to have a little conference outside the ring and maybe go to plan B if they got one. But I'm sure with Heenan, they probably got plan C, D, and F, too.
What happened to E?
I forgot that one.
So did he. Hammering away there in the chest with no effect. Look at this. And hammering away with a lot of effect there is Axe.
Wow, I have never seen the Brain Busters handled this way before.
Ooh, I don't think it's total on Axe. Right into the butt of the jaw. And Tully Blanchard off, but no.
Caught him in the bear hug, smashes him into the buckle.
In midair. To the buckle again. Over to the outside. Uh-oh, back off, man. Look at this. He goes off anyhow. Smashes out there with Tully.
And that's the thing about Demolition. They'll go to the floor with you, too.
And throw you right back in after they do that. Bobby Heenan can't believe what he's seeing.
I can't believe it.
Oh. On Heenan. Heenan clobbered by his own man. And Heenan is hot. Bobby Heenan is red hot. Look at this.
Well, Bobby better think a little. I don't know. Does he really want to get up there and confrontate Demolition?
I think he does. Bobby Heenan is red hot. He's been embarrassed in front of this capacity crowd. They're trying to restrain Bobby Heenan, trying to get him back to the dressing room. Arn Anderson and Tully Blanchard coming back to the ring, and there you see Bobby the Brain Heenan, who was really embarrassed by Demolition several minutes ago.
And you find that totally funny, don't you?
Quite humorous, I must admit.
Yeah. I wish somebody'd embarrass you like that sometime, McMahon.
Oh, really?
Of course, you're an embarrassment all the time anyway to me.
Well, thank you, Jesse. I consider that quite a compliment.
You would, McMahon. You're the only one who would.
Axe right now, grinding it out of the chin lock on Tully Blanchard.
And Tully Blanchard's got to break this hold. He can't afford to sit there and get tortured by Axe on the mat like that.
Listen, come on, Weasel. You can hear Axe. Bobby Heenan, very anxious. The tag is made to smash. Wide open. Tully Blanchard moved to the midsection. And another shot. Demolition with Blanchard. They shove him to the buckle. He's out. Whoa, and he's up now. Wait a minute. Arn Anderson wants to come in. Come on. All four wrestlers in.
Whoa, and did you see the smartness of Arn Anderson right there? Arn Anderson came into the ring. He didn't go for the back. He went to the back of the knees right there and broke him down. Brilliant move.
Snapmare Arn Anderson on smash. Ooh, the kick to the head. Just kicking away is Arn Anderson.
You know what I like about this now, McMahon?
What?
Demolition has been dishing it out this whole bout. Now let's see if they can take it.
Oh, they can take it, all right. Look at this. What's going on from the top?
And those are the types of moves that the Brain Busters have got to do. They got to use quickness, they got to use their agility, use that speed, and use that precision machinery tag team action that they're known for.
Well, we're seeing it right now. The Brain Busters with the advantage. What a maneuver by Arn Anderson.
And what a show of strength by Arn Anderson. I mean, Smash is 300+ pounds.
Heenan just, oh my, one count away from being the manager of the tag team champions.
And you can bet that Bobby Heenan can taste it. Nothing more that he would like than 2 championship belts in the Heenan family.
Tully Blanchard taunting Axe as Smash now. Over on the rope. What are they going to do to him? Elbow to the back of the head and again. Referee's back is turned. Double team is going on. They have that right on the throat. You can see, yes.
And I don't care how big you are, you get double teamed like that, you're going down.
Tag made. Tully Blanchard keeping Axe from tagging his partner. And the snapmare on Smash is dropping the knee on Anderson. The cover, one. We are 2. No, another kick out.
The Brain Busters coming very close to the tag team championship.
The Busters with the momentum. Back to his feet, however, Smash powering his way out of this now. Arn Anderson trying to hang on.
And he's going to show a strength.
The tag, no. Anderson hooking the ankle, preventing Smash from tagging Axe once again. To the outside now. Smash, what's going on? Referee again distracted. Arn Anderson down from the top. And Demolition don't look too good right now, McMahon. They're on the receiving end. Indeed. Smash hauled back into the ring now. Arn Anderson trying to set him up. Works to the midsection. Smash just hammering right back at him, though. Seesaw matchup, back and forth. Smash needs to make a tag. He's been in the ring much, much too long, and I can't believe the power. Oh. Wow. Both men down. Simultaneously landing right hands on each other's chin. Smash on the move. Bobby Heenan wants to see a tag as well. Who's going to get to the corner first? That's the question, McMahon. Wait a minute. You can see Arn Anderson preventing the tag and Tully Blanchard sneaking over on Smash. No, he's sneaking over. He's got Axe. Yes, he has Axe, and he yanks him right down. And that's one way to stop a tag, ain't it, McMahon? Get the guy off the apron. Can't make a tag from the floor. Ooh, there's a tag, all right, from the wrong man. Anderson and Smash. Now Axe is in there, hammering away as well. All four men in there. And Joey Morella, the referee, better get control somehow. Oh, there's a disqualification. Right there. Demolition, look at that. That is horrible, McMahon. I don't know what the verdict's going to be on this bout. Yep, there's the bell. Oh, this is robbery. Robbery. Demolition got themselves disqualified intentionally to hold on to the titles, McMahon. Listen, they were so frustrated, Jesse. Frustrated by that man. You're trying to make me buy that? Buy it? Who do you think you're talking to up here?
The winners of this contest, as a result of a disqualification, the Brain Busters.
And look at Demolition acting surprised.
Well, it may not be over as Demolition now is coming outside. They're taking the match all the way to the outside of the Brain Busters.
Well, a referee doesn't matter now. The verdict is in, and now it's turned into a Pier 6 brawl.
Axe and Smash hammering their way back to the dressing room.
And
there goes Anderson.
This is not the style of matchup the Brain Busters are used to. They're wrestlers. They're not brawlers like Demolition.
Wrestling Federation Tag Team Championship, and it will be under handicap rules, 3 against 2. This contest scheduled for 1 fall. Currently in the ring are the challengers at a total combined weight of 871 pounds. Introducing the Warlord and Barbarian, the Powers of Pain. And their partner and manager, Mr. Fuji.
Well, he doesn't look in all that bad shape, Jess.
Well, Gorilla, didn't you watch him complete that 5K? Not a bad time.
You believe that? I don't believe that, Jess.
Their opponents from parts unknown at a total combined weight of 593 pounds, the World Wrestling Federation Tag Team Champions, Demolition!
The champs, Axe and Smash, Demolition. And this is the first of our 3 title defenses, Gorilla.
Certainly is. And still to come, the Intercontinental one up for grabs. Warrior against Ravishing Rick. And of course, the Mega Powers will explode.
That's right, for the WWF Heavyweight Championship. You know, you got to give Fuji credit. He ran that 5K in a tux, too.
Boy, has he got you to be a believer, Jess.
Well,
he wasn't even sweating at the end. He ducked in. He got into one of those push carts here on the boards in one of those rolling chairs and had somebody push him around for 2 3/4 miles.
I can't believe the jealousy in you, Monsoon.
Jealous of me, of Mr. Fuji? Sorry.
He's out training while you're throwing dice.
Yeah. Demolition, current holders of the World Wrestling Federation Tag Team titles.
What a matchup this is. I mean, this is power versus power.
Unprecedented in the history of the World Wrestling Federation. Never has the title been up for grabs or contested in this manner, 2 against 3. Should the Powers of Pain along with Fuji be successful, they will indeed be the new champion. Maybe they'll have to have another belt made for Mr. Fuji.
No, I would tend to say that this is a one-time only shot for the manager. If he can help out in any way, he's gonna. You know, you're not gonna see Fuji get in there and go one-on-one. Now, isn't this nice? Look at the traditional.
Ceremonial salt ceremony.
It's nice to still see tradition in this day and age, Gorilla.
There aren't too many evil spirits he has to chase away from here, Jess.
You're one.
Well, maybe.
Be interesting to see who matches up against who.
Well, the Warlord's going to start here with
Axe.
The 2 powerhouses. Well,
all
actually,
4
they're all
powerhouses, Gorilla. You can't tell the difference from one to the other.
However, Fuji does not resemble that remark. Went downstairs into the breadbasket.
I would have
a weak place.
I would have to say I think Demolition's going to be slightly quicker. It's not often you see the Warlord down.
No. Not only quicker, but maybe a little bit more determined. They've got some scores to settle here.
I don't know, Gorilla. Generally, I find the challenger at times can have more determination than a champion.
You think so?
You know, the wolf climbing the hill is always hungrier than the one that's on top.
Even after you double-cross somebody, huh?
Well, that gives you all the more reason.
Smash in there now, going to work. Front face lock drags the Warlord over to his corner, making the tag. And Axe continues. Snapmare. Smart move. Take the big man off his feet.
Definitely. So far, the Powers of Pain have made no tags, and I think Demolition has 2 or 3, so I'd have to say Demolition the more polished at this point of the bout.
No question in my mind that they have more continuity than a mongrel team, and not referring to the Warlord and the Barbarian, but they're a mongrel team when they put Fuji in their corner.
Yeah, but watch right here now.
Look at that power
Now
display.
you got triple team instead of double team. Even Fuji's effective in there, Gorilla.
No question. Oh, nice reversal there by the Barbarian. Whoa, he caught one. He ran into one by Smash. And Smash unloading now. Sends him in for the ride and right downstairs. Now they've cut the ring in half once again to their advantage.
Yeah, and again, Demolition dictating the matchup so far.
Oh! Axe really leveled him there.
Big body slam.
Well, he didn't just slam him, he tried to plant him. He tried to make him a permanent part of the ring.
Woo, caught him with the elbow.
Smash with a nice elbow.
And look at how quick Smash was to snatch him up and get him out of that corner.
He was a little bit too close to home ground there. Oh, double elbow right in the sternum area. I'm surprised at the lack of output on the part of the Warlord and the Barbarian here, Jess.
Well, maybe they, I don't know.
Are they in awe of WrestleMania 5?
Could be. Could be that first time Mania jitters again, Gorilla. We've talked about it.
Yeah, it happens. Happened to me in Madison Square Garden, I'll tell you that.
From what I heard, it happened on more than one occasion.
Oh, well. Oh! Nice reverse knife edge. And the Warlord makes it back in. Double axe handle. But look at Smash unloading back and dragging him back towards his partner.
And so far, I've noticed Fuji hasn't had any big desire to get in there yet.
No, none whatsoever. You don't see him with that arm outstretched looking to make the tag.
Oh, they're going after Fuji now.
Boy, he backed out of the range in a hurry.
Axe started to go after Mr. Fuji, then made the mistake, and there was the Barbarian waiting for him.
Yeah, you can't turn your back in there. You can't get distracted.
And there's
Fuji now stepping on the throat.
That's where Fuji will do his damage. That's where the advantage goes with the 3 right there, Gorilla.
Well, but I think just the big disadvantage is that Demolition doesn't have to beat the Warlord or doesn't have to beat the Barbarian.
Yeah,
they could beat Fuji.
But they got to get Fuji in the ring to beat him.
Well, oh, he's in there now. Look at him.
And look at the damage he's doing. You know, this guy's still got it. He was at one time a very, very dangerous man.
Former co-holder of the World Wrestling Federation Tag Team title on a number of occasions. Bombs away, bonsai.
Hey, now give him a little due, Gorilla.
I did, didn't I?
You sat there saying he wasn't in shape, he couldn't wrestle, he was the weak link.
He's in shape yet. He only comes in when the opposition is in a whole lot of trouble. Look how fast he got out of there.
That's called smarts. What you think he should do? Go out there when they're fresh?
Well,
you don't want to wrestle stupid, Gorilla, especially when you got two partners the size of the Barbarian and the Warlord. Heck, I'd camp out on the apron too.
In other words, you're saying that this one is over and that
I'm not saying it's over. I'm just
Powers
saying
of Pain are going to be the new champions.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying they're being very smart. Fuji's only entering the ring when it's to his advantage.
We'll see if, in fact, that continues to be the case. Warlord now unloading with some heavy artillery of his own. Believe me, he's got some. Axe comes out of there, but not without a whole lot of effort. There's some double teaming right there, right into the short rib area. Oh, look at this power display.
Tagged her. Who'd they tag?
Tag Fuji. Fuji now going up to the top, perhaps?
He's going up there.
Oh.
Is this gutsy or what?
It certainly is.
Here's the guy who had he missed it. And now there's a mistake. Fuji better tag. He better make it to that corner.
He's already there. He's already there. Look at this. Oh, ducks underneath. Axe goes and nails him with one of his own. Why don't you tell it like it is, Jess? Fuji's a weak link in there.
Certainly he is, Gorilla. I'm just saying they're being very smart about it.
Oh, look at that shot by Smash.
You got to remember, Fuji hasn't wrestled in years.
Neither of you.
That's right.
And neither have I.
You many years.
Slam after slam.
Us just years, you many years, you decades.
Smash has erupted here and put the match back on the right track as far as Demolition is concerned.
And you, why didn't you say it as far as I'm concerned?
I didn't say that. Those are your words.
This could be it.
2 count now. Barbarian makes the save right at the last split second.
We got all 4 of them in
it's a
there
little
now.
mayhem right now. Even Fuji's out there. Oh, look at this.
Yeah.
Going into his tights. He's got some more salt, obviously. Where's the referee?
Referee's tied up outside.
Oh, look at that. Smash ducked out of there. And he nailed his own partner. A clothesline on Fuji by Smash.
Now there's a problem.
A big problem. Fuji trapped in there, and the Powers of Pain nowhere in sight.
If he hits this, it's over.
Oh, he nailed him. Forget about it. This one is history.
They held the title. I can't believe it.
You can't believe it, huh? Let's get the official word.
The winners of this contest and still World Wrestling Federation Tag Team Champions, Demolition.
Well, Fuji making a big mistake here, thinking he could do it all. Instead, it was he who was beaten by his former champion.
He didn't make the mistake knowingly, Gorilla. It just happened. They caught Fuji in the end. He got stuck in the ring. And what do you expect? Those two guys double teaming.
Well, had he not just decided to put the tights on, that could never have happened.
Hey, Axe! This is the first time I've ever seen myself on TV. We beat the heck out of everybody. We kicked teeth, we broke arms, and you know something? Anybody in the WWF, why don't they just try us? Because you know something? we're gonna beat you up too.
When Coliseum Video put something together, they do it first class. They did it. They told us it was gonna be action-packed. They told us they were gonna show the people, they were gonna show us what Demolition's all about. Fighting, kicking, biting, scratching, and championship material. You know something, Smash? It's been a very, very difficult reign. When you're on top of the mountain, when you hold the gold, you gotta look over your shoulder all the time. You've got the Brainbusters, you've got the Ragu Sisters, you've got the Powers of Pain, the Twin Towers. There's any number of combinations coming after us. But the people know one thing. When Demolition steps in the ring, somebody's gonna get hurt.
Right? And they're gonna get hurt awful bad.